Yeah.
With filmmaker.
I'd like to begin by thanking the manufacturers of Xanax. This is like the most gripping movie I've seen probably in 10 years. Tom, the last 5 minutes, how many times did you do that, and how much of it is on the page and what you brought to it in terms of your reaction in sickbay?
I'll tell the story. It's really, I think it's a moment like I've never had making films. It's not on the page at all. We had actually shot the screenplay out towards Phillips's perspective. I was never going to, it was not meant to be the last scene of the film. And we had a scene that was sort of like what happened there. And it was okay, it kind of worked fine, and we were on schedule. But we had the actual captain of the Bainbridge with us when we were shooting, and Paul said, well, what did you do with Phillips when you first got him on board? And the captain said, well, he was a mess, so first thing he did, we took him to the infirmary to get him cleaned up, and Paul said, well, why don't we go have a look at the infirmary? We'd never been there. It was not part of it. It wasn't on the schedule. It hadn't been scouted. It wasn't lit. But we went down there, and we had the actual crew of the ship that we were shooting on. And Paul said, "No, what would you do with someone who came in?" And they said, "Well, we'd lay him down here. We'd do this, this, and this." And Paul said, "Well, shall we give it a try?" And Barry said, "Well, give me a couple of minutes to put up some lights." And we shot it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, I guess. And really, what to me was extraordinary about it is Paul's willingness to see that as a possibility. Well, let's shoot it. We're here, let's give it a shot. There's a lot of motion pictures in which you don't have room in the schedule to do that, nor do you have the sensibility to try and see what's cooking. But the other side of it too is we had the people on, literally the crew of the infirmary. They didn't know they were going to be in a movie that day. And they thought they might be dress extras walking around in the background, and here they are, boom, the camera's going to be on them. And this goes back to that behavior and procedure aspect that I spoke about earlier. There is a procedure that you can be very confident in, and there is a behavior that if you're lucky, you can recreate. We did the first take, I remember, completely falling apart, because these people had never been in a movie before, and they could not get past the horrible self-consciousness of everything that was going on around them. But we just stopped, and Paul said, "Don't worry about it. You can't do anything wrong. It's not a test. If it doesn't work, we won't use it, so let's just try it again and see what happens." And at that point, those people were really quite amazing, particularly the woman, I don't know what rank she was, lieutenant, commander, admiral of the fleet, I don't know what she was. But they just ran through what it is, and we did it 5 or 6 times, and all you can say is that it worked. And how long did that take, Paul? An hour and a half? About an hour.
You've left out the most important bit, which is what you did.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was loaded for bear, you know, I was ready to go, had a lot of stuff in the background there. But just the freedom in order to give it a shot was so liberating, and their ability to everybody was up for it, so it really made itself.
Interestingly, thinking about that scene goes to the heart. I'm going to talk a little bit about Tom now, and Barcade. Acting